Good morning, all of you. Here we are with the next one-shot revision video. Are these revision series helpful or not to all of you? And how are you using it? I'm again saying, dear students, it's not a substitute for the practice batch. Practice batch just, I can say, 30 around 30 good videos of 2 hours each, where in depth 2 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes, like that in depth we have done the practice. So please go for it. It is there in concept classes app. The one shot revision video is repetition. Right now it is August 10. So many of you are writing in December and in January 25 or December 24 CMA or January 25. Then till once you have completed the practice batch with me, I know you're preparing for law, accounts, DT practice batch, which is starting from 2nd September. So like that, when you're preparing for other subjects, one shot revision video will at a glance, in depth, taking care of the pitfalls to avoid everything will be covered, and especially the theory questions. You cannot ask me, ma'am, please can you give a PDF of all the theory questions of all the chapters, and we will do at a time. It will not help you, dear students. Okay, so this is my purpose, my mindset. Of course, with this important questions also I am taking, right? Okay, yeah, because of the rains, the login is giving some trouble. So let us make sure every day we are logging in at 11:30 live in YouTube for one shot revision video. Today we are doing budgeting. You comment, you say if it is helpful, tomorrow we'll do the standard costing, then the marginal, and so on, all the remaining chapters. And those who have opted for chapter wise booster test series, then today evening you have exam for operating or service costing is the name of the same chapter, and the process combined, covering up theory, MCQs, question answers, and choice. If you have been given choice in the question paper, in that time choose whatever best you can and attempt that. Just because it's a chapter wise exam, मैं ये भी करूँगी वो भी करूँगी ऐसे मत करो, right? And after this live, please remember that we are taking one more live for clearing. So many of you, I don't know, it's a coincidence or what, are asking the doubt for marginal relief. So once I close this live, we'll be taking 10-15 minutes for clearing your doubt the way I have cleared the doubt for Provident Fund, RPF, URPF. Same way, I'll clear the doubt for your क्या था marginal relief. Okay, and cost accounting system, you all have uploaded the paper. I have checked it. We are going to do live correction. That will not be live in YouTube. It will be live in the Zoom link which is sent to you. So this is all from my side. Keep the chat box active. What is it from your side? Yeah, even if you have say missed one or two one shot revision videos in between, still you can connect and just listen, because you have attended the classes from anywhere, maybe from me, from anywhere. You will follow the one shot revision video for repeated practice. Some of you are requesting, you only tell me, is it justified in one shot only if I take CA CMA study material all problems? Then that's called practice batch, है ना? चलो आ जाओ. So let us begin the topic for today, that is budgeting. Okay, budgeting is what? It is one of the beautiful benchmark which helps us to forecast the future. Okay, so budgeting will help us in planning, forecasting, and that too in a very beautiful linked way. Okay, this is right now August 10. What is going to be my target for my sales in September? Okay, so that will give you the sales budget. I will sell this much at this price. Oh, if I sell, let me write it only, then it will be like more clear to all of you. Budgeting has got a beautiful link. Okay, and the base meaning of budget, budgeting, budgetary control, all that, some theory questions, advantage, disadvantage, all I will take little later. First, if they are asking budgeting problem, it's like super easy, flexible budget problem, or they'll ask you make a budget for purchases or cash budget or sales budget or production budget. Then how to go for it, where to start? Once you will get the hold on kahan se shuru karna hai na, budgeting is very easy and it is a linked knowledge. Just give me 1 minute to open the notebook and I will explain you the basics of the budgeting. These are the notes from our practice batch, but I'm using it here to explain you all the mind mapping for budgeting whenever it comes in exam so that you score super well. Can you please see the screen? Is it clear? Can you comment? Volume and all also? Yeah. Always the budgeting starts with which budget, dear students? It will start with sales budget. Sales budget. Yeah. So suppose we are in August now, next quarter, September, October, November, we can decide the sales, along with that, the quantity also and the rupees also. Once after the sales budget, let us take care of the production budget. Oh, we have decided to sell this much sales, and we maintain some closing stock. Maybe next month ka sale ka 40% I want to maintain as the closing stock. So sale 1,000 units, closing stock 200. I need 1,200 units. Out of that, 100 units is opening stock, so I can prepare the production budget. Clear? Production can also be done opening, production minus closing is number of units sold. So always start with sales budget, not in exam. In exam, they can give you sales figure ready. So based on the number of units to be sold, can you decide how many units you have to produce, maintaining the opening and closing stock for this sales budget? Yeah, right. And after this, after doing the sales budget and the production budget, for producing these many units which you got now from here, see, you got how many units of A, B, C you have to produce. So from the production budget, we are now shifting to raw material usage budget. Some of the books also call it as consumption budget. Consumption budget. 1 unit requires 10 kg. So 50,000 units say I have to produce. So I will require 5 lakh kg of the raw material. Clear? Sometimes, can I have two kinds of raw material? One unit requires half kg of P, 1 kg of R, and so on. Okay? Next is raw material purchase budget. Okay. So how much raw material is required? 50,000 kg. Just now you calculated. And at least 20% of that, 10,000 I keep in stock. 60. I already have 5,000. So how much I need to purchase the raw material? 55,000. See the link from the sales budget. Acha, you can make budget monthly, you can make budget weekly, you can make it quarterly, half yearly, yearly. That will be given to you in exam. Are you all with me? Yeah. So sales budget will help you to make the production budget. Ki, okay, if you want to sell this much you have to produce. Okay, to produce one unit, you require this much raw material. So how much raw material is used or consumed? That is raw material consumption budget. Oh, 50,000 are consumed. And some raw material we will have in stock, opening and closing. So how much raw material I should purchase in units? Now, can I purchase all the raw material together or in the quarter? That will be given to you in exam. Are you all with me? Is my speed fine? This is a beautiful mind mapping for 10 marks budgeting question which comes every exam, or 5 to 7 marks small question. Ma'am, until now we knew budgeting is only flexible budget. Arey, wo bhi karenge. But that's the easiest part of the budgeting. And those who are live with me now, make sure when you are doing budgeting, you know the overhead chapter. In fact, I'll tell you the job cost sheet is also nothing but budgeting, but for individual job. Sub link knowledge is there. Okay. Can I say 55,000 raw material kgs you have to purchase? 60% you can purchase in April, 30% in May and June, and pricing can be given to you. Okay, right. After raw material purchase budget, we have labor. Okay, now how many units? See, once from sales you get production. Production is the base for raw material, labor, overhead, all the budgets. So labor is material is over. Now labor. One unit requires skilled workers 2 hours. 50,000 units you have to produce, you require 1 lakh hours of work. Each worker is working 200 hours in a month, and 1 lakh hours work you have to get done. So how many skilled workers do you need? 500. Yeah. Same way unskilled worker. One unit, these are just random figures I have taken. If this is really helpful, these are the booster notes. Mandatory you have to write if you attend the practice batch. You will never complain कि मैम एग्जाम में पेन फ्लो नहीं हो रहा है. Unskilled workers, one unit requires half kg, 50,000 unit requires 25,000. Yeah, number of unskilled worker, 25,000 divided by 200. Okay, so these are the number of the workers budget you have prepared. Now, payment, skilled workers, 500 we have hired, and 10,000 per month we are paying. Just random figure. Or they can give you 1 lakh hours are required and each worker is paid 10 rupees per hour. So you can pay to worker per month, per hour, weekly basis as they give. So like this, you will make your labor budget. Yes, right. Next is your own. Nothing to write now. Booster notes are already printed in the colored compiler. And those who have attended practice batch, you have written this in the regular class. You can open the notes and learn from the practice batch. Aajo. Overhead budget. All the budgets are linked with production. So overhead, you know how yesterday, how many of you have checked? I have solved yesterday the RTP of September attempt. Very nice questions we have solved. Whether you are writing CA or CMA exam, अच्छे question हमने solve किए हैं. तो RTP solving में I have told you Machine hour rate, you are calculating. So overhead is absorbed at 10 per unit. How many units are there? 50,000 into 10, 5 lakh. This is my overhead ka cost. Next is some of the industries are plant utilization ज़्यादा है, कहीं पे labor ज़्यादा है. So 1 unit requires 3 machinas. 50,000 units you require 1,50,000 machinas. And machinas are paid at 1 per hour. So this is your, ma'am, all these budgets we have to prepare. No, for 5 marks, 10 marks, they could ask you raw material budget or plant utilization or labor or production or sales, jo pucha hai. But these are all linked. And last, when you finish, you prepare your cash budget. Cash budget looks exactly like your receipt and payment account or your cash account. That's why I've written the mindset. Opening balance, collection from data, cash sales, cash received from sale of asset. See, whenever cash is coming in, whether it is a capital receipts or revenue receipt, I have to take. Whenever I'm paying, am I buying plant and machinery? Yes. Am I paying salary to worker? Revenue expenditure or capital expenditure? I have to make payment to creditors, cash purchase, cash expenses, cash paid for asset purchased, and closing balance. Ma'am, if closing cash is negative in exam, that means they have taken the overdraft facility because cash can't be negative. Sometimes, especially I can say CA या CMA दोनों exam में, but exclusively 3 to 4 marks question is asked on how do you collect the money from datas. Okay, so let us take February, March, April. This is my own created example. See, when these base level concepts are clear, almost like 15 minutes are over, and yet I have not started with the main part of the budgeting कि ये flexible budget का question है, इसको उठाओ करो. No, this is one shot revision where the concept should be rock solid, and then if they twist in the exam also you'll be able to do it. आ जाओ. February में 10,000 units are sold, March 12,000, April 14, May 15, June 16. ठीक है, clear है? Right. Now, okay, 80% collected in same month. So April ka 14,000 is your sale. Pick up your calculator. 18% is collected here. 10% is collected in the next month. 5% is collected here. And balance 5 is bed debt. So bed debt is an expense, but nothing is collected. Clear? So like this, I have made a line like this. Like this, March ka 10% will be collected in April and 5% in May and gone. February ka 80% here, 10% here. February ka 10,000 ka 5% here. Are you getting? Like this, if you do the total, you will get total collection in the month of April, in the month of May and June. This is what you will write in the cash budget. Okay, right. And one problem we will solve, income budget. Income is the same, like you have to make an income statement. What is your income? What is your expenditure? So 15 minutes base level knowledge of budgeting is over. And with this, very, very important is to know how to segregate. See, these are all the budget problems. कभी कभी लेजर्स बनाना भी पूछ लेते हैं with budget, marginal costing. Budget is a very friendly chapter. It can go with marginal, standard, combos का जमाना है. Yeah. Very nice problem. This is change in. Whenever we make the budget, we should know what is our fixed cost, what is our variable cost, and how to segregate the. This is a cash budget. See, income budget भी है. ये सब we have practiced in the practice batch in just 2 classes of 2.5 hours each. Okay, right. Practice batch you can opt for in the app. You can watch it in the laptop also. Okay, I want to take up your revision of something which you have studied in cost sheet. You have studied in the overhead chapter, and now you are doing it in the budgeting. See, fixed cost is constant in total. Am I right? Whether you work at 60% capacity, 80 or 100%, fixed cost is constant in total. 1 lakh hai to 1 lakh. Variable cost is constant per unit. Variable cost is constant per unit, right? And semi variable cost. Semi variable cost is having the element of fixed cost and variable cost. But semi variable cost, whatever is the change in the semi variable cost, that is only because of the variable element. So semi variable cost mein variable cost per unit is change in the total semi variable cost में change. Fixed cost तो fixed ही है, so change in cost by change in units is nothing but the variable cost per unit. Are you all with me? Note down and please comment below, do you want an example for this, and if you know it, we'll continue. Yes. You want an example for segregating semi-variable overhead, or it is all clear? We have done it in detail, of course, in the in the what do you call it? Cost sheet में भी किया है बेटा. Yeah, you have graphical method, high-low method, but the best which works is this change in cost. Okay, I'll do one problem. I'll take up one problem. That time I'll explain. So is the mind mapping ready for budgeting? What's the first budget which or the data which we should know? Sales. How much you want to sell next month? According to that, how much you should produce? Oh, for this much production, this much raw material is required. This much labor is required. This much overhead is required. Cash budget and income budget. Yeah, this is how we go. So now I'm starting with theory, practical, जो है सब एक साथ करेंगे. Yeah, please, I'm daily telling you, trust my way of teaching. You cannot just sit and do theory. So every one shot revision I'm covering छोटा छोटा theory, वो साथ साथ में करो. Yes, yes. Today, 6 p.m., the paper will be uploaded for the service costing and the process costing. And right now, make sure that after this live, you all are joining in Zoom link for cost accounting paper discussion. आ जाओ, चलो, budget शुरू करते हैं. So, what is budget now? Budget is nothing but a, oh, not this color. Budget is nothing but a quantity or in rupee statement. You prepare the budget and then you compare with actual so that you come to know where is the variance. But if there are sometimes the circumstances are changing very fast, so you need to update your budget. Okay, right. Budget will help you to move the whole business in a planned way. You can't randomly say कितना खरीदना है, अरे 1 लाख यूनिट ले लो. अरे what is your sales? According to that, what is your production? What's your raw material? How many workers are required? So that HR department can plan how to appoint. So that overtime bhi nahi you are paying, neither labor turnover. See, such beautiful link it will become with the budget. Budgeting, it means coordinating combined intelligence of organization into planned actions based on past performance and governed by rational judgment that will influence. So budget will help you how to know. Okay, keep patience, 5-10 minutes. I'm taking some theory also, and then we are doing quality good questions also. Okay. Thank you for waiting. Aja. Budgetary control. You got it? Budgeting is taking the action, making the budget, the plan. Budgetary control. Establish the budget, relating responsibilities, policies, continuous comparison with the budget, and then taking the action to revise the budget. Okay? Right. What are the essentials of preparing the budget? Hmm? So budget should, you should know the whole hierarchy. Who is reporting to whom, who is giving instruction to whom, set clear objectives, target, responsibilities. Budget is always prepared for future period and so on. Okay? Right. Advantage, disadvantage थोड़ा है वो बाद में करेंगे. ये देखो. These are the sequence of budget I made you write. Very important is so many times we are ready to prepare the budget for the next 3 months, but then there are limiting factors. What are the limiting factors? Yeah, what are the limiting factors? Labor, we have only 12,000 hours. Material, we have only 30,000 kgs. Then labor may be, I mean, say your budget may be disturbed. So how to make a budget with the limiting factor? We will see. This is all I have explained you in the notebook abhi. Sales budget, production budget, and so on. Okay? Right. Now, what do you mean by flexible budget? See, we are operating at 60%. तो fixed cost है, variable cost है, semi variable cost है, total cost है, profit है, and sales है. Can we operate and check ki, oh, if I produce 75%, my cost will increase, but my revenue will also increase? Yeah, that's what is the flexible budget. You get routine. I can say 60% chances of getting from budgeting, flexible budget, or the production, sales, or purchase budget. Rest all the budget are there in the syllabus, but limited. Thoda sa theory, thoda sa practical we are doing. Now, when you prepare flexible budget in exam, these are my own made booster notes, not copied from anywhere. The way students should learn one day before exam, that's the same way. Yeah. Variable cost is constant per unit. Fixed cost is constant in total. Semi-variable overhead may you have to segregate the fixed and variable. Change in cost, change in units. Yeah, right. If discount, this is a very beautiful point, you use it in sales budget. If discount is given in selling price and percentage expenses are based on sales, expenses should be calculated on normal sales and not discount sales. See, suppose my selling price is 500. Now, Anmol is my very regular student, and she always is very, very committed to write the chapter wise exam homework. So, instead of selling in 500, say I am selling this product to Anmol in 400. I'm giving you discount of 100 rupees. Now, if they say certain expenditure is 10% of sales, 50, just because I have given discount in sales to Anmol, will my expenditure be 40? No. Answer is no. It will still be 50. Are you all with me? Due to some reason, if you are discounting the sales, but if your percentage expenditure is on sales, it will always be on standard sale. Ma'am, आप उसको 500 के item 400 में दो, but if expenditure is 10% of sales, it will be 50 only, not 40. Clear, right? So with this much base, I am going to some problems and then I'll come back and check the remaining theory. Okay, right. Limiting factor is like combination of the budgeting and marginal costing. I'll do one problem which is already asked twice. Raw material, the quality of the problem, what you do with the teacher is also very, very important. Raw material available is limited, labor hours are limited, sales mix is limited. So the production budget cannot be prepared by saying jiska contribution zyada hai you produce. But if the production is always done in a mix 5:3 ratio, then multiply the contribution with the mix and then whoever is highest go for. Ma'am, kuch bhi samajh mein nahi aaya. No problem. We are going to check the problem. Yeah? Right. So let us begin with some linked way how the budgets are prepared. Okay? Pure limited produce and markets are very popular product. This long back past exam question. Companies interested in preparing its budget for the second quarter. Following information is available. 50,000 bags they are planning to sell at 9. Each bag requires raw material P and Q. एक यूनिट में इतना लग रहा है तो 50,000 यूनिट्स में कितना लाइक दैट. Q का रेट दिया है, R का रेट दिया है एंड एम्प्टी बैग. या राइट. Now it requires 9 minutes. Okay. They are giving you the details of labor also. Labor का detail दे रहे हैं. Just read the data carefully. Yeah. Yeah, material problem also will take now for flexible budget. पहले ये करो, अच्छा problem. It requires 9 minutes of labor to produce and fill 1 unit of P. Labor cost is 5 per hour. ठीक है. P बनाने के लिए रॉ मटेरियल क्या लग रहा है? Q and R. तो Q and R and 1 empty bag also. ठीक है. And 1 unit of P requires 9 minutes. 60 minutes का 1 hour का rate is 5 rupees. 9 minutes का कितना will give you the per unit rate. Variable manufacturing cost is given, fixed is given, selling cost are given. Okay. Stock levels are given for raw material P, Q and R and empty bags. And this is your final product. Is the data clear to all of you? You want to take a screenshot, then take. It's a very nice problem. See, this is a one-shot revision. If you feel, ma'am, we should solve it in class, it will become a complete practice batch. Prepare a production budget, raw material purchase budget, and variable cost kitna kya lagega. Okay. So first of all, you're planning to sell 50,000 units of P. And at the end, closing stock is 11. So 50,000 to sale karna hai. 11 to closing hona, 61. Out of that, 15 is opening. So how much units you should produce? 46,000. Yeah. 46,000 units you should produce. For producing, clear or not? See, again I started with which budget beta? Sales. Sales आपको ready दे दिया है. 50,000 sale करना है ना. इतना closing, इतना opening. So you should produce 46,000. Okay. Now per unit requires raw material this 2.5 kg, this 7.5 and 1 empty bag. So 46,000 if you want to produce. How much raw material is required? 46,000 into 2.5. And raw material stocks are also given. 26 to closing at 32. So how much raw material should be purchased? I want to repeat. For 46,000 bag, 2.5 kg raw material is required. Okay. Some closing, some opening. So this is raw material purchase. Purchase price is given to you. Purchase price 1.22080. So you get the purchase total raw material purchase budget. Okay. Now, after this, they have asked you what's the cost per bag. Actually, budget is over. You have prepared production budget. You have prepared purchase budget. Khatam. Now they have asked you एक unit बनाने के लिए 2.5 kg of raw material Q at 1.2 7.5 kg at 0.2. So this is the raw material required. Empty bag is required. Labor I told you 60 minutes ka 5 rupees. 1 unit requires, you have to talk like this. Ma'am, you have never talked like this in the overhead chapter and labor. Yeah, but here it is required. So 60 minutes, 5 rupees. 9 minutes, question mark, labor. Variable overhead is given to you. This is the cost. Done. Now for 50,000 bags which are sold at 9, already you have calculated the variable cost 6.5 and selling and distribution cost is 5% of sales. Fixed cost is given to you in the question. Question में ही आपको दे दिया है. Fixed manufacturing cost is 30, admin and selling is 25. That makes it total 55. You get the profit. Will you be able to do like this in exam? Yeah, very true. I thought someone would say this. Thank you for reminding, Riti. You know what, dear students? One budget goes wrong and linked it will go wrong. That's true. You have to be very careful in making the sales budget as well as the production budget. Because if the production goes wrong, फिर आगे और सब होते जाएगा गलत. ठीक है? Right. So this is how you prepare the various budgets. Easy? Please comment below if you have any doubt or all clear. Budgeting is actually a very easy chapter, provided you spare time to write what I made you write in the first 15 minutes. This is the same kind of the budget. Yeah, but here one limiting factor is there and that's sales mix. So you have to multiply with the sales mix. 2 times, I don't know what special, same question is asked for 10 marks. Yehi wala. Yeah, we are doing it now. A company manufactures 3 calculation बहुत है. So rather than doing too many problems for budgeting, make sure you do it independently and in writing all the calculations. Okay? Right. A company manufactures 3 products A, B and C. The current pattern of sales. So sales mix is given. If you are selling 8 units of A, for B it is 2 units, for C it is 1 unit. Selling price per unit. Raw material per unit kg. Direct material per unit. Skilled labor, semi-skilled and variable overhead. सब आ गया इसमें देखो. Price of the raw material 100 per kg. Direct material 40 per kg. Wages, skilled are paid 6 per hour. Unskilled are paid 5 per hour. And each operator works 8 hours a day for 25 days. That makes it 200 hours. Okay? Chalo. And opening closing inventory, you know how we use. Fixed overhead is clear. Company wants to earn a profit of 1,20,000 desired profit. This is a combination problem of budgeting and marginal costing, but very easy and very scoring in the exam. I'm again saying the quality of the questions you solve in practice batch, in regular batch, in one shot will define your result for sure. So how much is fixed overhead? 2 lakh. How much profit you desire? 120. So your total contribution should be 3,20,000. total contribution should be 3,20,000. Okay, right. Chalo, let us start with sales budget. Sales budget. Sales budget, ma'am, it's so very easy. Sales, then production, then purchase, then labor, all. But very important is ki sales, there's a mix which you can't disturb. So now, the selling price is given to you. And then can you calculate raw material? 0.5 kg is required 100 per kg. 1.2 100. 2.5. Like this, can you multiply and get the answer? Direct material, skilled, unskilled, and all. I hope you are getting. Just simply you have to copy. Like variable overhead per unit is 20, 40, 80. तो लिख लिया. Unskilled workers. यहाँ पे अनस्किल्ड लेबर आवर्स एक यूनिट को बनाने के लिए 2 घंटे लगते हैं. 2 घंटे 3 hours and they are paid at 5. So 2 into 5, 2 into like this. So you are getting contribution. But you can't say, ma'am, contribution is good for BNC, just produce BNC. There's sales mix ratio which you can't disturb. If you're making 8 units of A, 2 units of B, and C ka 1 unit. Okay, right. Now, if you're doing it like this, now what to do? Multiply the contribution with the sales mix. 8 units ना, तो 1 यूनिट का कंट्रीब्यूशन 16 है. 8 यूनिट्स का कितना होगा? 2 यूनिट्स का कितना होगा? 1 यूनिट का. Now what is your weighted contribution? Contribution multiplied by sales mix. Now if you want to earn a profit of 120 and your fixed overhead is 2 lakhs, so 320. 3,20,000 you want total contribution. Can you say 3,20,000 is to be apportioned 320 into 128 डिवाइड बाय टोटल करो. सेल्स और कंट्रीब्यूशन मिक्स को हमने मल्टीप्लाई कर लिया 200. 3,20,000 is the total contribution. From A you want into 128 डिवाइड बाय 200. देखो कितना आता है? 320 into 128 डिवाइड बाय 200. 2 lakh 4. I hope you are getting. And if you do this total, 2,04,800, 76,800, 38,400, 3,20,000. आ गया आप सबको? So what's the new you have learned in this problem? If contribution is limited by sales mix or labor or material, you multiply it with the limiting factor. पहले उसको cover कर लो. Yeah, many times labor is the limiting factor. So if you have only these many hours, you can produce all. So contribution sales mix, we have multiplied to get the weighted contribution. Yeah. Now I know that I want contribution 2,04,800 from product A. Each unit is giving me contribution 16. So how many units I should sell? 12,800. Aja. 76,800 I want contribution so that when I deduct the fixed cost I get this profit. 76,800 total contribution. And what is contribution per unit? 24. So 3,200. And this. Are you getting? So what was our first budget? How many units should be sold? So the number, 1 second. Dear students, please wait. I have to switch on the charger. So now we know that I desire a contribution of 38,400 from C. What is per unit contribution? 24 to 1600. Clear है सबको? Right. So you have got the sales quantity, selling price, and sales value. Now rest is very easy. Once you know the sales quantity and opening and closing and all details are given, so you will get the production. Then according to the production, raw material required. Okay. I think rest all the budgets you will be able to do it. इतने यूनिट्स बनाना है, एक को हाफ kg चाहिए, so this much raw material is required. For A, B, C, raw material 14320 is required for all the three. Direct material, this is required. And closing and opening is given. So you can know how much to purchase at what price. Done. Same way. Each unit requires, itna bada problem will not come. So many budgets are there, ma'am. Sales budget, production, purchase, labor. Like yesterday only, if you have attended one shot revision for process costing, only statement of equivalent units is only asked for 7 months. तो वो तो करके जाओ अच्छे से, आ जाओ. Yeah, same way, you know, these many units you have to produce. For producing one unit, 4 hours are required. So these many hours are required and each hour is 6 rupees. So these many hours. Okay, number of workers you'll be able to do. This third problem is same kind of the budgeting. Yeah. Now we are going for flexible budget. Hot favorite for 10 marks question. Good Luck is currently operating at 75%, 75,000. Company wants to check it at 85%. 55, 65, 75 detail is given. They want you to make it 85. But when you decide to make flexible budget at 85%, you should know okay, what is fixed cost, which is constant, what is variable cost, which is constant per unit, what is semi-variable, like that. Okay. Direct material 55% pay 11 lakhs, 65 pay 13. See, this is variable. 11 lakhs, so 20 per unit. So 13, 65,000 into 20. So this is 20 per unit. You have calculated. Okay. Same way direct labor. 10 per unit. Variable. Factory overhead. Factory overhead 310, 330, 350. It is semi-variable overhead. Admin overhead 160, 160. It's fixed. Admin overhead is constant. It is constant, but 1,60,000. Now, you want to produce and check what is your semi-variable overhead. So learn the concept, use it in cost sheet overhead. I'm right now in budgeting chapter, but we'll do. So ये तो आपका हो गया 10 per unit. Administrative हो गया fixed 160, 160, 160. अब बात आ रही है factory overhead and selling overhead. So factory overhead is changing, but not directly changing in the same proportion. So it's not वेरिएबल इट्स नॉट फिक्स्ड. अगर फिक्स्ड रहता तो 310 310 310 it would have been. So it is semi variable overhead. So in variable factory overhead 310 to 330. Change in the cost. Change in the cost 310 to 330, 20,000 is because of the change in units 55 to 65. So what is the variable cost per unit? 2 per unit. Variable cost 65,000 into 2. Yeah. So 1,30,000. And what's the total cost? 330. तो आपका फिक्स्ड ओवरहेड कितना है? 2 लाख. आई होप यू आर गेटिंग variable element. Please comment so I will come to know why there is so much conjugacy in commenting. I'm taking classes in YouTube, subscribing to the Zoom, taking the Zoom, the touch screen laptop, all for all of you. Yeah? Then you comment below, is this clear or you want an example in writing? Same for selling overhead. Dekho beta. Selling overhead is not 320, 320, 320. So it's not fixed cost. It's not variable. If 55% pay 320 to 65 pay, it's not 360. So it's semi-variable. So change in the selling overhead, how much? 40,000, 320 to 360. Because of the change in units, 55,000 to 65,000. 4 per unit. क्या हो गया आपका? In semi-variable selling overhead, variable is 4 per unit. Yeah. So let us take now 55,000 into 4. 55,000 units into 4. 220. जबकि आपका सेलिंग ओवरहेड कितना है? 320. तो फिक्स्ड कितना होगा? 1 lakh. Same way, come to this 360. Total is 360. 65,000 into 4. Variable part. 65,000 into 4. 260. Fixed cost is same. 1 lakh. 360. Done. Clear to all of you? So like this, ये सब हमने क्या बनाया है? Oh, we have just made the background. Material per unit 20, labor 10 per unit, factory overhead variable इतना, fixed इतना, semi variable, selling overhead हो गया, fixed overhead. Now can we make a flexible budget at 85%? Answer is yes, 85%. And if there is increase in cost, following is the increase in cost. Okay, 75 पे इतना तो 85 पे इतना. But now cost is increasing or something is increasing. Material is increasing by 8%, labor 5, variable ये, fixed all. Okay, that we can take care. Aja, 85%. 85,000 units are made. Material is 85,000 into 20. Now it is increasing by 8%. Yeah. Now it is increasing by 8%. This is one more zero is there. 1,36,000. Clear? Yeah? Right. Good. Same problem you can expect. Labor, it's 10 per unit. Now it is increasing by 5%. Variable factory overhead, 85,000 into 2. Variable selling overhead, 4. And it is increasing. Acha, fixed cost. Administrative overhead is 160, but उसमें भी 10% increase हुआ. Selling overhead 1 lakh. कैसे पता चला? Just now you have calculated na selling overhead 1 lakh. And in that also there is increase. So you will get the total cost. Profit is 20% on sales. So 1/4 or 25% on cost. Sales minus variable cost if you get contribution. Very easy. Same way, one more question of the flexible budget. A factory engaged in manufacturing shirts 40% capacity and produces 10,000 shirts. Are you all with me? And is this helpful to you until now? Clear, all clear? Done. They are working at 40% capacity and producing 10,000 shirts. One shirt mein material is 10 rupee, labor is 3, overhead में 5 का 60% तो फिक्स है, 5 का 60% 3 rupees 30,000 ये फिक्स्ड है. 5 का 40% 2 rupees वेरिएबल है. सेलिंग प्राइस दिया है 20. So like this, you can prepare all. You're getting total cost and profit. 40% पे we are ready. It is decided to work at 50%. So 40% पे 10,000. So 50% पे कितना? 12,500. But at 50%, selling price is reducing by 3%. So 20 minus 97%. 0.6. 3% से selling price कम हो रहा है. And at 90% capacity, the selling price falls by 5%. So 20 का 5% 90. ठीक है? बस clear है. Rest of all you can take. 10,000 into 10, 12,500. Routine problem. Just as they say कि somewhere the price is increasing, cost is increasing, accommodate that, and you can get 7 out of 7 marks easily in the flexible budget. Okay, here they have given the balance sheet of September, which will give you the bank balance, and they have asked you October, November, December details. Debtors are allowed 1 month's credit. मतलब सितंबर का कलेक्शन अक्टूबर में होगा. ये देखो, सितंबर में क्रेडिट सेल्स कितना है? 15, 18, 20. ये अक्टूबर में होगा. Opening balance of September. I'm making the cash budget 35,000. Cash sales, it will come routine. Cash sale October, November, December में 5, 6, 8 all. Yeah. Now all creditors are paid in the month following. September का payment October में होगा 40, 23 and so on. Okay. In October, all the equipments will be replaced. Okay. As many months. Ma'am, they have given extra data. Always for cash budget, they will give extra data because earlier collection is done now. But just prepare for how many months they have asked. Utna hi banao beta. ठीक है? Now, in October, all the equipment will be replaced for 30,000. 14,000 was allowed in exchange of old equipment, and net 16,000 was paid. Okay. So for purchase of equipment, either you can take 30, 14 as collection and 30 as cost, or 16 net paid. So 16 we have taken. Depreciation is 10%. Will you take depreciation in cash budget? Answer is no. Short-term loans are repaid in December. In opening balance sheet, short-term loans were there 15,000. They said pay in December. Okay, we'll pay in December. Wages are 3,000 every month. Administration expenses 1,500. Rent is 3,600 for 12 months. It is 12 months, all the rent paid in October. Ma'am, why didn't you divide rent by 12 months? Of course, you will apportion 3,600 by 12, 300 per month in the P&L account. But pay to advance में कर दिया ना, 3,600 all you will pay. See, so this is the way you will get. And whenever it is negative, means overdraft facility you have taken. Based on this, you can make the sales statement. Cash and credit sales are there. Rent, now you apportion per month, admin, depreciation, and okay. Yeah, all these problems you feel they are really good and you are inclined to solve it in writing, go for the practice batch. Very reasonable, I'm giving it. And this colored book, you will surely get exemption in costing. For every one shot, for every regular class, I check CA CMA material both. CMA material, if you ask budgeting, it's full of either the cash budget or the flexible budget. Aja. Following details apply to the annual budget. Yeah, this is a past exam question. Budget to same ही बनाना है जैसे आपने बनाया, but then they have asked you to prepare the ledger also. You remember first in first out ledger? जो पहले आएगा वो पहले जाएगा closing, फिर second quarter. This is a past exam question. Exactly same. Here, contribution and labor hour is limited. हाँ? Contribution तो आ गया, but labor hours is limited. I'm not doing the whole question, just explaining you the gist. Beta, ye May 22 का question है for 12,000 labor hours are only there. So can we multiply contribution by the labor hours? Here 1 hour, here 0.5 hour. In 1 hour, you get 22 contribution. Half hour only 24. So 1 hour में कितना मिलेगा? 48. So you will produce this or this. If you have 1 hour, obviously you will produce shorts because that is giving you more contribution. Yeah. And then the way they have given contribution, you produce and you can check. Last part, without this also budgeting is over, but with this budgeting is very, very interesting. करें साथ में. Yeah, this is a practice batch problem और ये आपको देखना होगा ये वाला May 20. If you're not able to solve, click the picture and send. See, please don't expect ma'am कि इसको भी पूरा discuss करो, पूरा solve करो. I know it is a tough way of learning, but then I'm making you all very, very independent. Yeah, every day the one-shot revision videos are live in YouTube. Okay. What are the budget ratios? Okay. Budget ratios are nothing but hours, how you work and how they are asking, let us do it. Budget capacity ratio is budget hours divided by maximum capacity. Okay, maximum hours available. Budget hours divided by maximum hours. This is the budget capacity ratio. Actual capacity ratio is actual hours divided by maximum working hours available. See, there are 8 workers who are working 8 hours for 25 days. So how many hours? Budgeted ratio will explain budgeted hours by maximum hours available. Actual capacity is actual hours into maximum. Now, actual usage of the budgeted capacity, it indicates extent to which we have used budgeted hours. Actual hours by budgeted hours. 2-3 times if you read it and practice the question in writing, it will be clear. Efficiency, we all know. Efficiency is how fast a worker is working. Standard hours by actual hours. This we have done in labor chapter. I gave you 10 hours. You finished the work in 8 hours. 10 divided by 8 into 100. Wow, your efficiency is 125%. We'll pay you more. You remember? Labor premium plans of payment and all. So what is efficiency ratio? Standard hours by actual hours. Yeah, some of the other authors are also solving it in the quantity, but in your syllabus quantity is not there, तो ज़्यादा confusion में जाना नहीं. फिर से एक बार. What is budget capacity? Budgeted hours by maximum hours. Actual capacity, actual hours by maximum hours available. Actual usage of the budget capacity is actual hours by budgeted hours. Efficiency ratio is standard hours by actual hours. Calendar. Even in standard costing and any chapter, whenever we are talking about calendar, calendar means number of the days worked. See, generally we work for 25 days, but then there was Krishna Ashtami and Rakhi, and so we this month we worked only for 25 days. So it's a loss, no? So calendar ratio indicates the relation between number of the working days and the number of working days in the period. Yeah. So first formula is there, but better you use actual days by budgeted days. Budgeted 25 days in a month, but actually is only 18. Ma'am, why 18? बहुत छुट्टियां थी. So obviously your calendar ratio will be low, 18 by 25. Volume or level of the activity ratio. Standard hours by budgeted hours. This was actual by budgeted. Here it is standard by budget. Okay. Standard hours. Good question. Standard hours are कितने घंटे में काम होना चाहिए. Budgeted is how many hours the work will be done according to the normal hour organization. Like standard hours, oh, you are buying this phone. Oh, the battery will standard, you can use 26 hours without charging. That's like standard hours. But we know that our usage is high. So according to our high usage, 24 hours से ज़्यादा तो बिना charging के नहीं चले. And then actual maybe 22 because you used it very high. You didn't close it properly. Followed or not? फिर से एक बार. Budget capacity is budgeted hours by maximum hours. Actual capacity is actual hours by maximum hours. Actual usage of budgeted hours is actual hours by budgeted hours. Efficiency is always standard hours by actual hours. Calendar is, what is calendar? Calendar is calendar ratio. Calendar is actual days by budgeted days. Volume or activity ratio is standard hours by budgeted hours. If the ratio is more than 100%, ये देखो 125%, it is favorable. If it is less than 100%, unfair. Just keep patience. I'll apply it and solve the problem to make it very clear. Yeah. Volume ratio is capacity, efficiency, and calendar. Sabka combination. What is capacity ratio? Actual hours by budgeted hours. What is efficiency ratio? Standard hours by actual hours. So again, this is getting cancelled. So you are getting standard by budget volume. अगर कैलेंडर है तो कौन है? समझ में आ रहा है? सबसे पहले इन एग्जाम के लिए यू रिमेंबर एफिशिएंसी, स्टैंडर्ड आवर्स बाय एक्चुअल आवर्स, कैपेसिटी, actual hours how many you have used according to the budgeted hours. ठीक है, right? So like this you have to do. Let us do a problem. Activity ratio, activities volume ratio total 95%, capacity is 105, efficiency can you calculate? Yeah, this is the same problem in the study material with little different figures asked in exam. Standard hours 9 hours, 5 days, 50 workers. 9 into 5 into 50. Maximum 9 hours, 5 days per week, 4 week, 50 workers. Maximum hours is 9,000. Budgeted 40 employees. Maximum was 50. 40 employees, 9 hours per day, 5 days, 4 weeks. Actual hours in 4 weeks, 6750. Standard hours 7875 दिया है आपको. Maximum hours, the way we have calculated, they have already given. Maximum hours 9,000 hours. Budgeted hours, actual hours, and standard hours. Now, can you simply calculate all the ratios? Efficiency ratio, standard hours by actual. Efficiency is good, more than 100% is good. Activity ratio. Activity says standard hours by budgeted hours. 7875 by budgeted hours. Calendar is number of days. So 5 days in a week and 4 week, 20 days. But they said 1 day special holiday they have taken. So actual days are 19. Budgeted days are 20. हो गया calendar ratio. Standard capacity. Standard capacity is budgeted hours by maximum hours. दिया है. Actual usage capacity. Actual hours by maximum hours. Yeah, here actual usage of the budgeted capacity. So actual by budgeted. Otherwise, you can do actual hours by maximum hours. Just practice it once, you will get it. Okay. Two concept asked too many in the exam. Tell me please comment below. Shall we take up theory? 1 घंटा हो गया. One shot revision video. Theory करें. Zero based budgeting. Listen first. Zero based budgeting is, whenever we make budget, we take, we worked at 55%, then 65, then 75. Abhi humne, just now we have done. Flexible budget. Kiya na humne. Zero based budgeting is not going by any of the earlier figures and just starting a scratch. It is time consuming. Okay. But then zero based budgeting is not depending कि जो already गलतियां हो रही है अभी भी ऐसी होगी and it will continue. It is starting afresh. So that's what is zero based budgeting. Check. It is defined as method of budgeting which requires each cost element to be justified, though activities to which the budget relates are not being undertaken. The cost of each activity must be justified. You can't say, every time this cost is this much. No, they will make a fresh budget. Zero based budgeting, it is an activity based budgeting. You know how you have activity based budgeting in costing? Rather than going by traditional way, you can use it. Okay. It is used in case of both corporate or non-corporate. Non-corporate means ज़्यादा use होता है. You know, you make a health budget, agricultural budget, sanitation budget, Swachh Bharat budget, like this. Midday meals, installation of. So you make it right from the scratch. Even corporates use it too. Zero based budgeting, what are the steps? Identify and describe the decision package, evaluate the various options, rank in priorities, and allocate the resources. Just read it, you will get it. It's very systematic approach, advantage. And in depth, we are checking each and element of the cost rather than relying on the earlier. Okay. But then there are disadvantages, that it is time consuming, paperwork, costly, that IQ, that level of staff will be required. Apply this method only when there are no financial considerations. अगर आपका like cost ही ज्यादा है zero based budgeting का, तो you will not apply. Performance budgeting involves evaluation of performance of organization in context of specific and overall objectives. Performance budgeting is basically used in all the government, like, same again example, midday meals. What's the purpose of giving midday meals in school? Because poor children, they are not having food to eat. Why would they come for education? So if we say, okay, we'll give them education, you send them in school, we'll give them sambar rice lunch, they'll come. Yeah, right. So performance budgeting is, it will check the performance, evaluate the variances, and revise again the standards. Okay, right. Reverse, I'm going to some more theory in the beginning. I hope you like the level of the questions. Any specific question you feel not clear? Hmm. Advantages of the budgetary control: efficiency, cost control. Konami hai budgetary control. It will provide a yardstick which with you can compare your actual. Okay. It will help you to use all your resources, men, material, machinery, all efficiently. Because budget इतना ही है. हाँ? देखो मम्मी ने 2000 रुपीज ही दिए हैं शॉपिंग के लिए. Don't go and buy anything for 20,000. That's what is the advantage of budgeting. It helps in policy formulation, credit rating, and disadvantages. Budget is based on estimates, history. So you have to keep revising your estimates. Otherwise, budget is हमारे जमाने में तो नहीं चलेगा ना. या rigidity. बजट तो ऐसे ही बनता है, ये इसका इतना परसेंटेज ही होगा. False sense of security. Super. Just by making a beautiful plan of studies. Do you pass an exam? No, you have to implement. Budget is just a forecast. Mungeri Lal ke Haseen Sapne. I'm saying something in Hindi. You are daydreaming. Okay, we will do this much sales. So we will produce this. So we will use. You are doing, but then you have to take action also. You can't just rely on making a good budget. For budget, there needs to be a lot of coordination between various departments. Of course, it's time consuming and costly. Budget is not a substitute for good management. They have to work. Market, very important theory question. Distinguish between fixed budget and flexible budget. Okay. It is a budget designed to remain unchanged irrespective of the level of the activity. Fixed budget, 60%. This is flexible. Okay, try at 70-80%. Variable cost change karo, fixed constant rehne do, semi variable, and so on. It does not change with the volume, it changes. It operates at one level, it operates at various levels. Fixed budget doesn't give much detail. See, when you make 2-3 budget, then you are coming to know, oh, this nature is fixed, this nature is variable. You can't get any data. It does not give any useful information because it's only at one level it gives. Budget and actual level differ significantly. Sure. Okay. Right. So I think I've covered everything in budget. Yeah, last one, if you feel, start always with efficiency ratio. Standard hours by actual hours. Then you can go for the capacity and all. Okay. That's all. Yeah, for CMA students also budget ratios are there, but they have given in the labor chapter. It's related to efficiency and all, and everything is in hours. So you do have budget ratios for CMA students, but they are in the labor chapter. Please comment below if you have really felt that 1.5 hour of live class on Zoom in YouTube. It's live, it's random. Pause कर करके record करके upload नहीं किया है. Is it really helpful for an overall? Yeah, and I'm telling you 110% you will get the benefit of one shot revision video if you have gone through the practice batch videos. ठीक है? Right. So take your time, prepare super duper well, right? And I'll see you in the next practice one shot revision video tomorrow at 11:30. Share this with maximum of your friends if you want to go fearless for budgeting chapter. ये बार बार revise करो. The format, the question answers, the theory. I hope you are not getting confused. मैंने जानबूझ के थोड़ा theory फिर problem with theory. Like that I have done infinity के sign के जैसा. Okay? Right. I'm closing this live, but last time also I did doubt clearing live in YouTube for Provident Fund, RPF, how much employer is putting an employee. Same way, immediately after this, I'm doing doubt clearing for marginal relief. Maybe 5-7 minutes, not more than that. So do stay connected. Thank you so much. Any of your suggestions to improve the one shot? It's not कि मुझे ही सबसे अच्छा costing आता है. No. What is your expectation? And if you have any doubt, 9290065156, click the picture, share your doubt, or join Telegram from the description. Will surely help. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye all of you. All the best. अच्छे से पढ़ाई करो and कोई doubt मत रखो मेरे से होगा नहीं होगा. Environment, you are bigger than your environment and you can surely do it. All the best. Bye beta.